Zarisha, while you were doing your thing, these squatters just carried on and they're watching the telly. What was happening?
I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't quite believe this. It was a moment of me confronting Rob, the head squatter, the criminal squatter. I'm absolutely slamming him with questions. There is dead silence, and then White Chicks is on the TV with like 1,000 miles just playing while it's dead silent. And I'm like, is this satire? What is happening right now?
Is this for real? Yeah.
Wait, running!
Who are you?
What's got to do with you?
4 months ago, all right?
Until they clean up
And
their
this time
yard,
fair come.
the rats won't go
We
away.
don't know it.
Is this all hocus pocus?
Can you say, abracadabra, here's your pay?
I'm pretty fit, the door, I can keep running.
It's called a current affair Australia. Is that what I named it?
Have a lovely day.
Hello, I'm Steve Marshall.
And I'm Lizzie Pearl. And welcome to this episode of That's ACA.
That's ACA, where we take you behind the scenes of Australia's most popular current affairs show, oddly named A Current Affair.
Who would have thought of that? At least you know what you're going to get, huh?
Hey, I haven't seen you for a bit. What have you been up to?
Well, look, Steve, I've been out on the road.
Yeah.
I've been shooting some interesting stories coming up soon on A Current Affair, one of which is a beautiful story about a bunch of lovely volunteers who donate their time to fix the bicycles of Waterloo. It's a colourful suburb in the inner city, and I'm looking forward to bringing that story to our viewers very soon.
It sounds very bespoke, doesn't it?
It is bespoke. And what have you been up to?
I've been doing some stair climbs. Yeah. I've been trying to help out a family. One of them is ill and they need to traverse a number of stairs to get up to the road, and they need a helping hand in that regard in terms of an outdoor lift. So, I've been clocking up a number of steps.
Getting your steps in.
Yeah, getting my steps in, right? Which, and it was a beautiful house as well that they live in as their dream home. But it made me think that I've been thinking about having a look at my own living situation. I think I might go squatting. Yeah.
A lot of people are doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Right.
are doing it. And a lot of people who have squatters in their homes have a lot of trouble getting them out.
This is classic A Current Affair viewing, where, look, people call them because we're their last hope. Right, they've tried the police, they've tried all other avenues, and they can't get these people out of their home for whatever reason. Right?
And it can go on for months. And just the psychological torment that these people are going through, it's just awful. And sometimes there's nothing anyone can do about it.
So, Zarisha Bradley, one of our trusted reporters in Brisbane, has been out on the road recently, and she spoke to a bloke called Trevor. And Trevor's in his golden years. But instead, a family of squatters has taken over his home, right? Poor old Trev. But this is where A Current Affair steps in. And Zarisha boldly went where no man or woman would boldly go, right?
I mean, the pictures were wild. She was in the house doing pieces to camera, interviewing a guy who was in his bed with a doona over his face. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
You're literally in his house rent-free.
Yeah.
He wants you guys out of his house. You've got your son here, your daughter here, your girlfriend's here.
She's visiting.
You just destroyed my life.
How would you feel if a family helped themselves to your home for free, turning the place into a house of horrors, even putting up curtains to create makeshift bedrooms and subleasing to strangers? I wouldn't be too happy, but apparently it's fine because no one is helping Adrian kick these people out. Rob hasn't been paying rent all year to Adrian.
I knew nothing of that.
And now he's taking money from you.
Do you want me to move out, Adrian?
Yes, please.
No
yeah.
worries. Not a problem.
So you think it's okay
No.
to not pay a cent to this man? You think it's okay to terrorise his life?
How much?
You've taken over his life and his livelihood.
Destroy my finances for a start.
Lizzie, have you ever seen such a thing?
I have never seen, we do pieces to camera every day. That's our job. But I've never seen a situation where the person you're talking about, the subject of the story, is just sitting there behind you watching TV while you're just carrying along, doing your job,
Yeah.
and they're just sitting there Not a care in the world. Did not care.
And speak of the devil, Zarisha is joining us now from Brisbane HQ. Zarisha, how you doing?
Hey, Lizzie, hello.
Well, let's have enough of us talking about your story. We just thought we'd ask you all about this squatting story of yours. First of all, how did it all come about? How did you end up in the living room doing a piece to camera and interviewing some bloke in bed?
Oh, goodness. There's some shameless squatters out there, let me tell you. But, why not, I suppose? Makes the piece to camera all the more effective. But no, we had a guy called Adrian, this poor retiree. He called us going, I've got a family of squatters in my house and they will not leave. He went to QCAD, he went to the police. No one could get these squatters out. The poor bloke, it all started from a booking.com that went horribly wrong. Started out on booking.com, then Rob and his family of squatters asked to stay for a longer term, but then they stopped paying rent. And meanwhile, Adrian was living there in the house with them. When he went to Melbourne to visit his dying mother for the final time, he came back and their son had just fully let himself into his room, Adrian's room, and they'd completely taken over the room. So he came back from saying goodbye to his mum to a whole family of squatters. And when he tried to come home, the door was locked. The son actually bailed him up, pinned him up against the wall. I mean, the audacity on these people, it's horrendous. So he called us saying, can you please help me? So we went in trying to help him.
Zarisha, did you know that you were going to confront the squatters when you were on your way there?
Oh, yeah, that was definitely the goal. And we knew that Rob was a criminal squatter. We took 2 crews with us, myself, and we had a security guard with us. So, we took measures to be as safe as possible. You just don't know how these people are going to react. But I mean, Rob, the main squatter, he just sat there and absolutely copped every single one of my questions. I couldn't quite believe it.
So you had 2 crews and security. I mean, is that something we'd normally do on a story, or is this was a little bit of extra for this one, wasn't it?
I don't think it's not normal. This is the first time I think I've had a security guard with me, purely because we were going into the house with a house full of squatters. We knew that Rob had a criminal history, so we thought we'd take that precautionary measure just in case, because you just don't know how these people are going to react. But turns out we didn't even need the security guard at all. I mean, when I was in there doing that piece to camera with Rob sitting there behind me, the security guard was watching, but no, he just sat there the whole time and just copped everything that I had to ask him. I mean, he even took Adrian's mate's car for joyrides, racking up tickets, and I had the speeding tickets in his face going, I mean, the audacity on you, and he just sat there and copped it all.
Zarisha, while you were doing your thing, these squatters just carried on and they're watching the telly. What was happening?
I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't quite believe this. It was a moment of me confronting Rob, the head squatter, the criminal squatter. I'm absolutely slamming him with questions. There is dead silence, and then White Chicks is on the TV with like 1,000 miles just playing while it's dead silent. And I'm like, is this satire? What is happening right now?
Is this for real? Yeah.
There was even a police raid on this home.
Mm-hmm.
How is that fair for Adrian, a 66-year-old man, to deal with that?
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to happen.
Zarisha, when you did that piece to camera, when you spoke to the camera, we like to get these things spot on, but was there any pressure there to make sure you nailed it in one take?
Believe it or not, the take that went to air was probably like the 5th take. I kept stuffing up my words, so I kept having to redo it in front of them all. They did not care. They didn't even look. So that was a little bit embarrassing, but,
When you finally nailed it, did Rob the squatter go, that's the best one, Zarisha?
He would have been like, oh, finally. No, he just sat there. I couldn't believe it. But did you see the place? These squatters had put up makeshift bedrooms with curtains, with wardrobes, creating rooms. They were even subleasing to strangers. The squatters were subleasing to strangers. Ridiculous.
Yeah, the audacity and just that absolutely give no beeps.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
look, effectively it's trespass, isn't it? And then people are aiming for adverse possession, which is a property they can
Or just
they
to
can
just
stand for more than 12
just
years.
to
I think
scare
it is.
Adrian off and hope that he just gives up and goes away. But
Yeah, that's right.
that wasn't going to happen.
No. Well, Zarisha,
They're still in the house, by the way.
They're still in the house.
We have not been able to get these squatters out, unfortunately. It's awful. But Adrian has hired a lawyer, so we'll see.
Well, Adrian probably came to you, Zarisha, because you have had success in this area, right?
I know. I have.
Yeah.
And that's what I told Adrian. I said, you know what? We've managed to get squatters out for another bloke before, so we'll try and do it again for you. But we did manage to get squatters out for Trevor, this beautiful man that lives on the Gold Coast who opened his house. He's a courtesy bus driver for an RSL up there. And he went, there's this lady at work, she needs to get up on her feet. She's got a family. She's desperate. The rental market's tight. And he let Katie, his work colleague, her 3 kids and her husband live in the house just for a temporary time, paying rent until they found their feet. But they stopped paying rent and he could not get them out.
And he went to extreme lengths, didn't he, Zarisha? Like even turning off the power and the water in the house that he was actually still living in because he was in the granny flat below, right?
Yeah, he was living in the granny flat below. They were all upstairs in the main house. The poor bloke, they just wouldn't pay rent. They'd stopped completely. He turned off the water supply to try and flush them out. Not even that could flush them out. So he called us and we went in not knowing what to expect. That is certainly a story I will never forget. It was absolute chaos. His guests have overstayed their welcome, turning his haven into a house of horrors. The police won't help, lawyers won't help, so he called us.
And how do you live with this?
Trevor, this is
I
ridiculous.
want these people thrown out of my house.
I heard the way you were stomping all over the house. You would purposely...
Yeah, I did.
You purposely did that.
Yeah.
I don't like you people. You've threatened me to burn my house, punch my face in, wreck my car, damage my house.
Did you say that?
Yes, I did. How do I make this go away?
Katie, are you guys squatting in Trevor's house?
No.
You're not squatting?
No.
But he's asked you to leave. You're just making his life hell.
No.
He's
Look,
made our life
that's-
hell.
He did make
It's
us
his
hell.
house.
Yeah,
Not
but
his
we're
house.
renting.
We're renting. We're the tenants here.
We're renting.
And just like their stay at Trevor's, this on-camera confrontation dragged on far longer than we expected. You guys aren't on any type of lease agreement or anything like that. Don't you feel a little bit uncomfortable living here when he's asked you to leave? Like, this is his home.
As I say, we want to live.
How many times have you asked them to leave?
I actually don't know. It's been that many times.
When are you moving out?
When we can
they
find
tell
a
him.
place.
They allowed us inside to check the state of the house.
It's messy, but it's not damaged.
Because
And
I
haven't
the
had
rest
it-
of
there's no
we-
damage?
No, just go to have a quick look. Can
Alright,
you tell me
okay.
what's damaged? No.
Any damage? No.
No, just go to have a look.
Yeah.
You think
So
that-
how are you guys showering?
Well, we find place to shower.
It seems the cut-off water supply can't even flush them out.
Like he turned off the water and the electricity didn't last 2 days.
I had to screw a crate over it to the fence.
Call the kids, need the water to brush the teeth at the face in 10 minutes.
That's
We turn
how
off.
badly he wants you to get out of his house.
Yeah, we want to move out.
Then
Mom
why
and
are you
Dad-
still here after 3 months of me saying, please
Yep,
leave
yep.
my home?
Zarisha, you ended up being the peacemaker or the deal broker of
Yeah.
sorts. How did that all come about?
What you didn't see on camera, all of the neighbours along the street were looking and watching at this Yahoo. It was just absolute chaos. But we managed to strike a deal with Katie and her family for Trevor to try and get these people out. And I mean, when you're held to account on national television, we can work some wonders. And we gave them a week. We came back in a week and they were gone. They had moved out, they'd cleared out. And poor old Trevor, I mean, he was in tears. He was so thankful for ACA for helping get these squatters out. The poor bloke, he's got a heart of gold. He was just trying to do the right thing by his colleague who just absolutely taken advantage of him. But I was so happy to see that we'd got a good result for this guy.
And Trev, yeah, he was in tears. He was struggling to say the words to thank you, so he let his fingers do the talking, or in this case, strumming.
Oh, yeah, he played us a song. He even invited us back for a barbecue and said, my shout, I'll play the guitar. We haven't actually gone back, but the offer is still there.
Zarisha, fantastic. You do great work out there. Thanks for joining us. Great to chat.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. You know what, Lizzie Pearl? Mm-hmm. That family of squatters needed to take a cab out of there.
Get a cab and don't come back.
But there's an issue with cabs.
There is an issue with cabs, and it's all over the country.
Yeah. So Scott came to us, who caught a taxi with his wife from Brisbane Domestic Airport to the cruise terminal, not so far away.
Not far at all.
But what happened?
What happened?
He was overcharged.
Of course.
Which happens. It happens. But the difference with this is that Scott pushed record on his phone as soon as he hopped in because he smelt a rat. And the vision speaks for itself.
All right, what do we owe you?
Look there.
The what? Where?
This side.
Yeah, mate, I'm not... How much?
The Black and White Cabs website quotes the fare at $29. Scott was charged double that.
It isn't $59.
It's 57.
It's not. It isn't, mate. I'm from Brisbane. I know how taxis work. You're not ripping me off. I've been videoing you the entire time. Where's the meter?
Oh my balls.
I know how taxis work. You're not ripping me off.
It's the cab fare Scott claims is outrageously unfair.
Car was great, trip was great, driver was a fraud.
A Black and White Cabs driver caught red-handed.
I've got video of it, mate. I'm going to report you.
No.
Yes.
Caught red-handed, Steve. There's not much defence for that, is there, when it's on video?
No, right? And that's the way, people are held to account, and if Scott hadn't rolled record, then, we wouldn't be doing that story. But you just see it for what it is. It all unfolded. And look, the cab company fell on its sword and admitted that Scott was being ripped off and gave him his money back and offered him a voucher.
Yes.
How about that?
Wow, that voucher. But it really, you saw how friendly the cabbie was. And it's something that I experienced myself just a couple of weeks ago. Got a cab from Sydney Airport to home.
Yeah.
Arrived at home after a red eye overnight. Not feeling like a discussion. The cabbie says, "Oh, that's $100."
$100, and what should it have been?
It's like 60, 65, maybe.
Yeah.
So after I saw that story, I was emboldened because the way this cabbie was behaving with me was exactly how he was behaving in that story that you ran.
Right.
So straight away I challenged it. I was like, absolutely not. No way, mate. My partner said the same thing. Cabbie driver automatically drops $10 off. Okay, $90.
Oh, so we're involved in some sort of barter system here.
It's an auction. So as soon as he did that, I was like, right, we're in here. We're on. Because if $100 was the fair price, then there's no way you just drop $10 for nothing. Another 30 seconds of arguing later, he's dropped it down to $75. By this point, my partner's had enough. He's just tapped and paid. I had not had enough.
No, of course not.
I was up for a further discussion. Then I was getting my bags out. He said, "What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?" I said, "Mate, just be a good person."
Yeah.
He's like, I am. Anyway, drag the bags inside. Then I see this hand waving through the gate with $20, trying to get me to take the money. He goes, "Don't report me.
Oh, he's trying to save his job.
I grabbed the $20. I looked him in the face and I said, "I'll think about it."
Yes.
And I'm still thinking about it because it's not okay.
Yeah.
I knew what the fair price was and I know it's not $100, but think of all the tourists who arrive in our country,
Exactly.
tired, they've been on long flights, they go to their hotel, the cabbie says $100, they go, okay.
Yeah, and that's not the first story we've had on a current affair. I remember a taxi driver feigning a heart issue when he picked up a fare that he thought was too short, and he feigned a heart issue and pulled the cab over. This was caught on camera again in order to leave the passenger there and go back to the taxi rank at the airport and pick up a longer fare. But he was a good actor.
Wow, and this is the reason why Uber is going gangbusters in this country.
Yeah.
And, the cabbies need to take a good, long, hard look at themselves and the governing bodies, because if this is going on, if we've got all of these examples, imagine how much it is actually going on.
Yeah. Look, there are hundreds of thousands of cab fares taken each day, and, it's unfortunate that a few bad apples rise.
They ruin it for the whole industry, because there are some lovely taxi drivers who will go out of their way to help you, to carry your bags, to get you to where you need to go, and it's just a shame that these couple of rogues really ruin it for everyone.
Were you overcharged perhaps because you had Freddie, your cavoodle?
My beautiful cavoodle.
In the car with
Look,
you?
Freddie wasn't invited on the overseas trip, so no.
What would Freddie say about a corgi named Trump?
Oh, Freddie would be very disappointed in
Yeah.
how beautiful Trump, the corgi, has been living these last couple of months.
Yeah, outside on a high-rise balcony, a tiny balcony at that, left outside in the freezing Melbourne weather, day after day.
Not a toy, not a blanket.
Yeah.
And this balcony, I mean, it'd be... Our little couch setup would be bigger than this space that this little dog has.
Yeah.
And this was a story that, went off on TikTok. So this is the power of TikTok and the power of social media in raising people's attention. And then, of course, we can pick up with it and take it to a whole lot more viewers as well. And that's what one of our reporters, Lexi Daish, did in Melbourne recently.
Poor Trump.
Beautiful Trump.
Yeah.
And it turns out he's just a puppy.
Oh, really?
17 months old.
But there is a silver lining.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think after the pressure that this owner felt with TikTok and obviously with media picking it up as well, he surrendered the little corgi to one of the lost dogs home in Melbourne, and he's now not yet up for adoption, but he will be soon, and I'm sure there'll be no shortage of people who are willing to take in Trump and give him a whole new life with blankets and toys, and hopefully he's allowed inside too.
Well, I understand there's a number of Channel 9 political journalists who are dog lovers as well. Maybe they could stick up their hand.
There is one who is a particular fan of corgis who might be keen on Trump, I hear.
Oh, what an exclusive with Trump.
An exclusive sit down. Sit.
Now this.
Sit. Sit down.
Hey, you've got some questions.
Well, Steve, we've been asking our listeners and viewers to send us in questions, anything they want to know about a current affair, anything within reason, and we will attempt to answer them here on the podcast. And
All right, what do we got?
I put it out on my Instagram recently.
Yeah.
And
what have you got?
We were bombarded.
Okay. Bombarded.
I'll read out a couple.
Sure.
And we might save the rest.
Yeah.
What bad habit does your co-host have?
Let's save that one.
That could be a whole episode. Who's the most annoying in the studio?
Let's save that one.
Park it. Who's your favourite reporter?
Oh, that's an easy one for all reporters to answer. It's themselves.
Okay. How tall is Lizzie Pearl in real life?
Well, that's your question to answer, Lizzie. Go on.
Look, I know it's the topic of much discussion. I'm 155 centimetres
155.
tall,
Yeah.
which in old money is 5'1".
In heels?
Oh, at least 5'3" in heels.
I feel like that's a lie.
Says
I might be shrinking in my old age,
says
actually.
Naomi, our producer, who's blessed with height.
Blessed be the height. You people have no idea how tough it is being short.
Lizzie has this gift of finding people who are shorter than her to do stories with. So lately she's looked like a normal-sized person.
They're onto me. I've been caught.
Well, to be fair, Lizzie, I'm not that much taller, so... You know.
Mate, you've got at least a foot on me.
But look, those questions, like we will come to them. But I think, look, we do get a lot of questions, so I think we shall do that's ACA question special.
Good.
Yeah, Q&A.
Good idea. Good
Okay.
idea. Q&A special. So if you've got questions, send them in, and they most likely will be featured on the podcast, depending on what the question is.
Within reason, right? Within reason. And of course, if you want to watch those stories that we've talked about, just look at them on our socials, YouTube, 9 Now, the works. They're a great watch. So, Lizzie, great to chat.
Great to chat, Steve. See you soon.
See ya.